Scrub Nation, we live, baby. And y'all already know what it is, man. It's your boy, Codename Agent. Whoo! Danger, God damn it. And check it out, man. For this one, once again, I wanted to offer a little bit of advice to all of the new players coming in with the new agent training event. Right, for the last couple of videos, we've been talking about characters to build, characters not to build. However, this time around, we're going to be focusing on something that is equally or maybe even more important than the characters themselves in Marvel Future Fight. It is basically the foundation of every roster. It does not get talked about enough, in my opinion. However, we're going to be taking a look at comic cards, and I am going to give you guys my opinion on some of the ones that you should ideally aim for if you're coming in as a new player in Marvel Future Fight. Building your comic card set as early as possible is a major key to success. Without building a solid comic card set, you are basically setting yourself up for failure. It is like building a house, the house being the characters, without a proper foundation. Eventually, that house will collapse and you will be left wondering what the hell happened. Okay, so keep that in mind. Before you come into the game and start building characters, you should start assembling a good comic card set, because that's going to save you a lot of future headache. And you can do it both at the same time. There's lots of free to play options. I'm gonna give you guys some ideal stat ranges to aim for, and I'm gonna give you guys some cards and where you can get them. Everything in this video will be completely 100% free to play friendly, simply because of the fact that that's what I'm advocating for you new players. Stay free to play for as long as possible. Let them earn your dollar. So let's get right into it. I'm going to show you guys my card effects. I'm going to talk to you about what effects to stay away from, which ones you should get more of, all that good stuff. Right? So, starting from top to bottom, left to right, we have attack speed. Attack speed is very, very important. Certain characters need more, some need less. An ideal range is anywhere from 8 to 10%. Moving on, we have critical rate. As much as you can get, but I would say keep it over 10%, but below 20%, because you want to leave room for other important stats. Then we have critical damage. Ideally, I would say anywhere from 8 to 15% is good. However, 10 is probably the best place for it to be. Moving on, we have all attack. I have 36%. I would say aim for the stars. If you can get 50%, trust me when I say it is very, very, very good. The reason why that is important, every character in the game either does physical or energy attack. No character does both. However, having all attack means that every character in your roster will benefit from just this one stat. Right? So keep that in mind. Then we have physical attack and energy attack. That's self-explanatory. If a character is physical based or energy based, they will get a percent increase from these stats. The way how you know how a character is set up or based on, you can take a look at Jean Grey, for example. Right here it says energy attack, physical defense, energy defense, and HP. Energy attack is basically what determines just how much damage Jean Grey is going to do to a point. There's other stats that come into play, but basically giving her as much energy attack as possible will ensure that you do the most damage possible. Then we have somebody like Deadpool. He's a physical based character. So everything you want to give him should be physical based. And I mean everything. We'll touch on that in a future video. However, comic cards, back to comic cards because I don't want to keep you guys too long. Then we have ignore defense. Ignore defense is an amazing stat and one that you should ideally try to keep above 30%. If you're struggling to clear content, look at this stat page right here. Chances are your ignore defense is very low. Basically, what ignore defense does is it basically allows you to ignore a percentage of the enemy's defense. Okay, so if we go into a fight and the enemy has 100 defense points and I'm ignoring 36% of that or 35.6% of that, you can see now they basically only have like what, 65%? You know what I'm saying? just keep that in mind, guys. Ignore defense is very, very important. All of these stats over here in the attack portion, very important, but you got to find the right balance. I've been talking to you guys about balance, and some of you guys made the joke of like, balance as everything should be, kind of like that Thanos quote. Yes, okay, we always got to have balance. Then we have the defense page right here, right? You have dodge. Ideally you don't want cards with dodge on it, so I would say keep this max, like 3 to 6% max, okay? And the 3% I have is actually coming from completing a card set. Moving on, we have all defense. I would say max 5-6%. You don't want more of that. You have HP. If you care about PvP, as much HP as you can will benefit you, but not when you're sacrificing stuff from the attack page to do it. Just me, okay? Physical defense, energy defense, recovery rate, I would say ideally keep all of those below 10%. You don't want to stack up with a whole bunch of defense. If anything, I would say stack up with HP over defense, because of the fact that some characters can heal themselves for a percentage of their HP, so you're double dipping. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, HP is superior to defense. Moving on, we have fire resist, cold resist, lightning resist, poison resist, and mine resist. All of these stats, for the most part, are pretty much garbage. Pure garbage, okay? And you don't want any of them. Me having the lightning resist here is a blemish. It should not be here. It's on a stat, and it will eventually be replaced. Moving on, we have movement speed. Pure garbage. You do not want movement speed, okay? Moving on, we have cooldown duration. This is basically skill cooldown. It basically determines how many times are you going to say basically. Anyways, it pretty much determines the frequency in which you will be able to use your skills. So getting this thing to, I would say, 29 to 32% is very, very good. Okay, you don't want to get 40% here. You don't want to have like 25% here. Ideally, 30% is the sweet spot for everyone once you get into an alliance that is at level 30. Then we have crowd control time. Crowd control time, you can keep this at 0 simply because this basically determines how long you will be stunned, bind, sneered, and all that good stuff once it happens to you. However, most of us veterans, we just use debuff removal. So this stat is pretty much worthless to us, right? Now over here, when it says activated effects, the only thing you want here is attack-based effects. So for me, I have an activation rate of 5% when hit, and it increases my energy attack by 20% for 15 seconds. This is very good. You can also get this for physical attack. If you're a PvP player or if you care about PvP, getting one for HP isn't bad, but anything else is garbage. There are some of them that will give you like cooldown. No, you do not want that. You want to work on the debuff page and get your cooldown up to 30% and remove that activated effect. It is pure garbage in that situation. Okay, moving on, we're gonna talk about some cards and where you can find them. I'm gonna go off the top of my dome, so let's get it started. Where we at? Okay, we at the bottom here. Looking at this row, bottom row, skip the X-Men card. Okay, now the second row here, the only card I'm going to recommend is actually the Uncanny Avengers card for a couple reasons. We have cooldown here, right? This is very, very good. And then even though the recovery rate is bad, if you take a look at the other stats that you can gain here, you have dodge, max HP, critical rate, and then in the fourth slot, you can get all attack, critical damage, and you can see right here it says activated, and you get 20% ignore defense. That is pure garbage. You do not want that. You want the attack or you want the critical damage. Moving on, in the fifth slot, we have energy attack and we have attack speed. Ideally, you want energy attack. In the sixth slot, you have physical attack and you have ignore defense or all defense. Prioritize attack, but ignore defense is also very good. This card you can get from Shadowland chest, so just keep that in mind. Moving on, we have this card right here, Last Days of Punisher or Punisher number 19. By the way, every single comic card I'm recommending to you today, I have used at some point. And as my gameplay got better and better, and I got better cards, I slowly swapped them out. Okay, this one I'm recommending because it has really good stats, ignore defense, attack speed, and other good stats here. I'm not going to go through every single one. However, just refer to what I said at the beginning of the video and you'll know why I'm recommending it. That card you can get from Shadowland. Moving on, we have this card right here, Star-Lord number 2. Ignore defense and crit rate, and other good stats are waiting for you right here, assuming you roll it enough times. Okay, next card I want to recommend here is Secret Wars 2099 Limb variant. And this one is really good, but I wouldn't keep it long term. If you get it early on, use it and then move on from it. However, it has some good stats in there. You can get it from Shadowland Chess. Moving on, we have this card right here, Shield number 12. This is basically the only good Shield card, for me at the very least. This one is kind of premium. You have to get it from the Shield lab right here. I'm going to show you guys. Let me collect that. And sometimes it will pop up in the rotation right here, right? But if you go down here in the mission shop, you'll see it is somewhere in here, right? Yeah. So you have to buy it and it will show up for crystals. Unfortunately, even though, like I said, this is a free-to-play video, that one costs crystals, but it is worth it if you pick it up. The stats are really, really good, right? So yeah, moving on. This row right here, I'm not going to recommend anything to you because honestly, actually, the Punisher, this card right here is good. This card is really good, right? So not going to skip over it. You can get this one from Shadowland Chess. You can also get it from the Dimension Mission Shop, okay? Everything that you can get from Shadowland Chess, you can get from the Dimension Mission Shop. Keep that in mind. So this card is pretty good. It has cooldown on it and it has the max HP at the top there. Plus you can roll for physical attack. This is a really, really good free-to-play card. Okay, moving on, this one right here, this was very useful to me when I first started because it gives you a lot of cooldown, right? And also gives you very good stats here as well. However, it's one that you're going to have to swap out pretty early on because this stat right here is pretty much garbage. So that's a wasted stat. You don't want that. All right, moving on. This row has the most important card in the game. I said the most important card in the game, and it's not premium. Crazy, right? This card right here. I started Marvel Future Fight 4.5, almost 5 years ago. I picked up this card. It's been in my set to this day. You will look at every single Marvel Future Fight player's account. A card looking like this, Loki 17, is in there, right? Even the blubberiest of whales. Anyways, right? Even the blubberiest of whales will have this card in their set because it's very good. The all attack and the cooldown, two of the most valuable stats in the game, and the other stats you can roll here are very, very good. This card right here, it is the only premium card I am going to recommend in this video, and the reason for that is very simple. It is an amazing card, one that I still have in my set and will remain with me for pretty much ever. And you can get this one for free. Basically, all you have to do is buy the Thor Ragnarok uniform. You have to buy this uniform for Thor and get it to Mythic, right? And you will get yourself a free card. It is very good. Definitely worth it. It's still in my set to this day. You can see the stats, right? Very, very good. All the important stats are pretty much covered. Only thing it could have for me is physical attack, and it would be perfection, right? Moving on, let's go back down here. This card is pretty decent. You can also get this one for free by buying Loki's Ragnarok uniform and getting it to Mythic. Just something for you guys to keep in mind. Moving on, we have Baby Groot. This one you can get from Dimension Mission drops on Tuesdays. The Marvel Zombie card I showed you guys earlier, you can actually get, I believe, on Sundays, right, from the Dimension Mission drops. Moving on. I don't want to keep you guys too long. We're going to skip everything in this row and we're going to go up to this row right here. Now, this card you can get from Shadowland Chess. This card you can get from the Shield Lab. Just like the Shield card, you can get that one there. It is a very, very good card. I highly recommend it. I had this Civil War card for a very long time as well. This one you also have to get from the Shield Lab for crystals. I'm giving you guys a variety of cards here because variety, as you all know, I like to say it, is the spice of life. What works for me may not work for you, but with so many different options, you'll find something that is very, very good and fitting for you. Moving on, we're going to go all the way up. Thor number 1. This is a very, very good card. And this one you kind of have to, not kind of, well, for me, I had to buy it from the Shield Lab. You might be able to get it from somewhere else, but I had to buy this one for crystal from the Shield Lab. Ideally, get the 4-star version and don't buy the 5-star when it pops up, but it may take you a little while, okay? Moving on, and I'm doing this off the top of my head. I don't want to miss anything. This one right here is a really good card. I had this for a little while. Avengers, this is 318. I believe you can get this one in the Dimension missions. You can get that on, like, I'll show you guys at the end of the video. I think you can get this one on like Monday or something, right? And the next row here, we're going to skip over everything there. And I think the only other card I want to recommend here is the Shaner variant. This one right here, 1872, number 1. It's a good card. It gives you physical attack and crit rate and some other decent stats here. So overall, about 13 or 14 different cards that you can get. Most of them don't require you to spend a dime. And I think like 3 or 4 of them literally only requires you to play the Dimension missions. Like we go here and just click on available rewards. The Loki card, this is Saturday. This one right here is Sunday. This is Monday. This is Tuesday. This is Wednesday. And these you do not want, okay? So everything comes full circle pretty much. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap it up right here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave me your thoughts in the comments. If there's anything else you want to see from me, whether it's a new player guide or anything else, hit me up. I'll be more than happy to do it. That's why I'm here. Till next time, stay safe. I love you guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.